Hello, dear students. This is the video explanation for worksheet number 3. We are talking about units number 5 and number 6. Let me share with you the PowerPoint. Okay, here we are. Okay, the first topic that we are having is comparative and superlative forms. When we are talking about comparative and superlative forms, remember that it is writing about adjectives, right? We write the comparative form of the adjective and the superlative form of the adjective. Usually when we compare, we need two things. And for superlative, we are describing one in a group that is the most outstanding. These are the general rules for comparative and superlatives. If we have one syllable adjective or short adjective, we say comparative ER, like fast, faster, young, younger. And if it is superlative, we add EST, the fastest, the youngest. Then we have one syllable ending in E. We don't double the E, we just write the ending. Nice, nicer, strange, stranger. If it is superlative, we say the nicest, the strangest. When we have one syllable or short word, that is consonant, vowel, and consonant, we double the last consonant. Only in the case that we have consonant, vowel, and consonant. In short adjectives, for example, big, bigger, we double G. Hot, hotter, we double the T. The biggest, again, we double the G. And this is the case only when we have consonant, vowel, and consonant. When we are talking about two syllables, adjectives, or we can say long adjectives, if it ends in Y and we have consonant and Y, we write an I, like happier, crazier, the happiest, the craziest. Only when we have consonant Y. For two or more syllable words, it means long adjectives. We are talking about more in comparative and most for superlative. Famous, more famous, beautiful, more beautiful, the most. It is super important to write the. And the common exceptions are good and bad. This is the presentation that we use in the workshop. Here you can watch a video with more explanation about it. And this one is a game that we did, and this one is a practice that I'm going to share with you right now. For giving you more examples, okay, in the workshop, remember that we did this practice, so you can do the practice by yourself using the link. I'm going to work in a few examples. Let me share with you. Comparative and superlatives. Here you have one practice and here you have more if you want to have extra practice. Read and complete with the comparative or superlative, correct? Let's see. This exercise is easier than the previous exercise. When we are using than, it is comparative. And this one is easy. Consonant and Y, so we say easier. This TV show is, and it says interesting. So interesting is a long adjective. So we say the most interesting. We say the most interesting because we only have one object. We don't have two, like this exercise and the previous exercise. Yesterday was Day of the year. We are talking about the most outstanding. Hot. Consonant, vowel, and consonant. Consonant, vowel, consonant. We double the last letter. It is difficult test of all. We are talking the most difficult test. It is the most difficult. It's been right than the previous one. We have than. It means that we are making a comparative. It's been right better than my previous one. This book is more exciting. Okay, these are some examples. So you can finish the practice, and at the end, you push finish, and you find the answers. Okay, now I'm going to stop sharing, and let's continue with the next topic. At the workshop, most of the people told me that they were familiar with the comparative and superlative form. Sorry, so we didn't do a big practice, only that one. Here, okay, we have topic number 2, direct questions. Okay, when we are talking about direct and indirect questions, we refer on the way that we present our question. For example, if it is direct, we say something like, who is she? Where can I see? What is your name? Can I take a glass of water? Can you do me a favor? Those are questions that are direct. We also have indirect questions that is when we add an expression for being polite. Okay, something like, do you know? Can you tell me? I wonder if he would like to know, someone would like to know. It is when you want to be polite and you add a phrase at the beginning and then you ask the question. In these cases, guys, what we are doing is that we make the introduction or the introductory phrase. Do you know? And then we ask the question. But in this case, we are not having a question anymore. We're having a sentence. So the direct question changes to a sentence. A sentence is WH, subject, verb, and complement. Okay? Let's remember that in sentences, we are not going to use auxiliaries unless it is negative. So we say, like, do you know who she is? WH. She is the subject and is the verb. Can you tell me where I can sit? We are not saying where can I sit? No, where I can sit. Do you see the difference? Where can I sit? Where I can sit. Okay? WH, subject, modal, and verb. He's asking who she is. This is another phrase. I wonder where can I sit? There are different types of introductions. Sometimes they are questions, like in example number 1 and number 2, and sometimes they are sentences. Okay? Here are some phrases that we can use for indirect questions. Can you tell me? Do you know? I was wondering, do you have any idea? I would like to know, would it be possible? Is there any chance? Okay? These are some of the examples that we work in the workshop too. Let me do it again for you. Let's remember that the idea is that you have that direct question. For example, these are direct questions. And what you are doing is writing indirect questions. Okay, so we are going to make the introduction and then we are saying the indirect question, that is a WH, plus the subject, plus the verb, plus the complement. If we have complement, okay? Sometimes we don't have complement, sometimes we have auxiliaries, and sometimes we only have the verb be. Let's see, for example, where do you live? This one is a direct question. So I say the introduction. Can you tell me where you live? Okay, the introduction is a question. So we write a question mark at the end. That is in the first place. And then we have WH, subject and verb. WH, subject and verb. Let's put this in red. And we are putting this in red. Subject and verb and not auxiliaries, okay? We are not using do anymore, no. Because what we are doing here is a sentence. WH, subject and verb, not an auxiliary. Then I have, what did you eat for lunch? I wonder what you ate for lunch. Okay, in this case, we are writing ate in past tense because the question is in past, because we are using did. When the question is in past, we have to write the verb in past. If the question is in future, we write will or going to. If the question is in present perfect, we write the verb in present perfect, but not the auxiliaries. Where does he studies? So I say, do you know where he studies? This one is a question in present, third person, does. Remember that we write S with he, she, it. So when you have this auxiliary does, we make studies, third person. Is she happy? I would like to know if she is happy. Okay? This one is a yes, no question. If, subject, verb, and complement. And then we have another example. Give me 1 minute. What is her name? I wonder what her name is. Okay? This one is the subject and then the verb. These are some examples. Okay, now, here you will find a practice that obviously we did in the workshop. So let me share it with you. And I'm going to present it to you so you can check the examples that I'm talking about. Okay. Here it comes. There you go. Okay, so let's do these examples. What's her name? Tell me what her name is. Where is the cinema? Please tell me where the cinema is. Okay. Let's do this one. What will you do tomorrow? I would like to know what you will do tomorrow. Okay. What do you know about Tom? He wants to know what you know about Tom. How much it is. Okay. What are you going to do this afternoon? She wants to know what you are going to do this afternoon. Okay. When you push hint or check, you can check the rest of the practice. Okay, I hope it is clear so far. And let me present the last topic. Let me see if you are, there you go. Okay, remember that in the previous workshop, we study conditional 0 and conditional number 1. Let's remember that for conditional number 1, it is when we have a condition and then the result is possible in the future. In conditional number 2, we have a condition that is not real and a result that is not real, okay? Conditional number 2 is in past. We use the past tense for talking about suppositions, but the result is in the present. We use past, and in the result, we use would in the simple form. For example, if I were rich, I would travel around the world. We use the structure if in past, comma, would plus simple form or infinitive. Here I have a nicer explanation. Second conditional, the structure if plus simple past, comma, would or wouldn't and the verb in base form. For imaginary situations in the present or the future, examples, if I won $1 million, won in past, I would buy a new car. If I were you, I would quit smoking. If I were the president, I would lower taxes. They would stay longer if they had more time. Okay, you can see here are in past because we have the condition if, but in this one, we start not with the condition, but with the result. So we say would in simple form, if in the simple past. Okay, this is the practice that we did. This one is a PDF, so we were working in a Word document. Let me share it with you. Okay, here we go. Here are some of the examples of the practice. Remember that you can access the practice in the PDF using the link, okay? So if I say, for example, I don't know his address, I can contact him. So the conditional is, if I knew his address, I could contact him. Knew in the past, because the condition is in past. He is ill, he can go skiing. If he wasn't ill, he would go. When we have the result, we are talking would in the simple form. He doesn't like tomatoes. He wouldn't eat the salad if he liked the tomatoes. Then we say liked in past because we have the condition, and would in simple form because we have the result. Every time that we start the sentence with if is the part of the condition. If in simple past, comma, would in simple form. Or if is in the middle, we say the condition, the result, would in simple form, not a comma, if in simple past. And here you can check the answers, okay? I'm sharing all this information with you in the drive, okay? Hopefully everything is clear, and if it is not clear, remember that you can send an email, okay? Thank you very much. See you soon.